Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So Tesla held their earnings call and Tesla threw a few bombshells and showed off some very strong numbers, and that was probably why the stock soared up 25%. So while their haters continue to hate and focus on Elon's politics, Tesla and Elon Musk continues to execute and leave everyone in the dust. Quite a mind-blowing quarter for Tesla. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So they start the report out with this. We delivered strong results in Q3 with growth in vehicle deliveries both sequentially and year on year, resulting in a record third quarter volumes. We also recognized our second highest quarter of regulatory credit revenue, as the other OEMs are still behind on meeting emissions requirements. Damn, that almost sounds like they have written that for a Tesla. But then they also wrote this, music for my ears. Our cost of goods sold per vehicle came down to its lowest levels ever at $35,100. I just made a video a couple of weeks back when I talked about that we kind of knew what Tesla's cost of producing a car was, and that was about $35,000. And here we have it in writing from Tesla themselves. So nice to see the numbers we have been playing around with has been very accurate. And as they continued, preparation remains underway for our offering of new vehicles, including more affordable models, which will begin launching in the first half of 2025. And Tesla said at the earnings call that they are still on track starting production of these vehicles in the first half of 2025. And we are only a couple of months away from this, so that is going to be very cool and might shut up some of all that Wall Street guys that just want more models and see the more affordable models and don't get the long-term plan, which Tesla also wrote about. At our We Robot event on the October the 10th, we detailed our long-term goal of offering autonomous transport with a cost per mile below rideshare, personal car ownership, and even public transit. Yes, the Cybercab and Cybervan are going to go off the chart when they enter the picture in a few years. But Tesla just continues to execute, while all the haters do what haters do. Hate and get proven wrong, as Tesla had an operating cash flow of $6.3 billion in Q3, a free cash flow of $2.7 billion in Q3, and added $2.9 billion increase in their cash and investment in Q3 to $33.6 billion. So Tesla has a record high amount of cash on hand. But let's put that into perspective, because this is just insane. Tesla has been ramping up the Cybertruck production, Megapack factory, building a new Megapack factory in China, a semi-truck factory in Nevada, spending billions of dollars on making the most powerful supercomputer in the world, and ramping up multiple production line of the refreshed Model 3 and so much more. And they still put money in the bank, while every other EV maker is losing money on their EV business. Sorry, but there still just isn't any competition for Tesla. You cannot call yourself a competitor when you are still hammering through cash. Then everyone could be called a competition. I could make one car and call myself competition. But that does not make me a competitor to Tesla. But Tesla just looks so strong with a war chest that just grows every quarter, while they expand their business faster than most others in their field. Very impressive. And the energy business business achieved another strong quarter with a record gross margin, which was actually above 30%. Insane margin they already have on these things. This is going to give them so much growth to Tesla going forward. As we know, we really need a lot of energy, so Tesla will have no problem selling all their Megapacks that they can make many decades out in the future. I would say just looking at Tesla's energy business alone and looking out 10-20 years in the future, that part of Tesla's business could be worth $1 trillion all on its own. So people saying that Tesla is overvalued are not really looking at the future potential for Tesla outside their car business. But what else is new? But they continue. Additionally, the Megapack factory in Lathrop produced 200 Megapacks in a week. So that means that they are at or very close to their full capacity as we speak. 200 a week times 50 weeks, that is 10,000 units a year. So in 2025, we should expect Tesla's Lathrop factory to produce at max capacity and bring in at least $10 billion in revenue. So I'm willing to bet that Tesla's Megapack factories is going to make more in revenue than both Rivian and Lucid combined in 2025. Could we please stop comparing these companies, as Tesla is so much more? Even without the car business, Tesla can beat them on revenue. Yes, I know both Rivian and Lucid is losing money right now, but even if we take that aside and just look at their revenue, Tesla's energy business already beats them. And that business has only just begun, as Tesla said they are still on track to start production from their Shanghai Megapack factory in Q1 of 2025. So only a couple of months away. So the $10 billion in revenue from the Megapacks is only from the Lathrop factory. So let's see how much more those crazy working Chinese people will get out of that Megapack factory in Shanghai with all the learnings they have got from Lathrop. 2025 is going to be an epic year. And the Powerwall deployment reached another record for the second quarter in a row as they continue to ramp up the Powerwall 3. And Tesla also wrote that the Cybertruck production increased sequentially and achieved a positive gross margin for the first time. Now that is just truly insanity. Tesla has been ramping up production for just 3 quarters and the Cybertruck is now profitable. Please let this one sink in. Rivian has been at it for more than 3 years with their electric pickup truck and is still losing billions every quarter. Ford is also hammering through cash on every F-150 Lightning they sell 2 years in. But Tesla comes in and only need 3 quarters and they are profitable. Damn, all the haters of the Cybertruck are now looking quite stupid. It was the 3rd best-selling EV in the US in Q3 and is making Tesla money while the competition is still not profitable on any of their EVs. And we see that Tesla's full self-driving miles driven is just shooting up, and Tesla's AI training compute power is also going vertical. But even though we still see Uber's CEO that thinks that Waymo is the right bet for the next 5 years and maybe Tesla in the future, but I think that will age very poorly, as Tesla will have solved a general solution within the next 5 years and have a Robotaxi on the street at a scale and cost that Waymo cannot compete with. If you want to learn more, look down my videos. I've just made a video about that a few weeks back. And we see Tesla is getting more and more data far beyond anyone else combined on a global scale. I just don't see any competition here for a long time. And as they wrote, our company is currently between 2 major growth waves. Yes, that so many people keeps forgetting that Tesla told us all the way back in the beginning of the year. But anyway, their first one began with the global expansion of the Model 3 and Y platform, and we believe the next one will be initiated by the advanced in autonomy and introduction of new products, including those built on our next generation vehicle platform. Despite ongoing macroeconomic conditions, we expect to achieve slight growth in vehicle deliveries in 2024. Energy storage deployment are expected to more than double year over year in 2024. So Tesla does expect to deliver more cars this year than last year. So this is a bit of a surprise, because that means that Tesla should be able to deliver more than 515,000 units in Q4, because that will bring them up to last year's numbers. And if they do that, it would also be the first time that Tesla delivers more than 500,000 cars in a quarter. That will be so nice. And then we will start hitting the next growth wave next year, and Tesla should start growing quite a bit again in deliveries. And I love that Tesla started last quarter sharing this BEV's global market share. And as you can see, there was a slight little dip from Q4 2023 to Q1 2024, and all the haters came out of their caves and started screaming about the end for BEVs. But for the last 2 quarters, they are back growing again, and BEVs has actually grown more than 30% globally this year. So if you still hear people or mainstream media talk about a drop in BEV sales, that is simply not correct. That is just bad journalism. But BEVs has been down in 1 quarter, quarter over quarter, but is still up year over year. And Tesla said at the earnings call that we see a lot of decline in the auto industry year over year, and no EV manufacturer is profitable while Tesla is making record deliveries and making more in free cash flow than loser can only dream about having in revenue. So Tesla is just executing. And Tesla has just passed their 7 millionth vehicle delivered. So another huge milestone. And they also said at the earnings call that the Cybertruck will begin volume production in 2026. So not start production, but have a volume production ready. And as I mentioned many times before, I think the production line in Texas is very, very far along. So that still sounds very plausible to me. And they are aiming for 2+ million Cybertrucks produced per year, maybe even as high as 4 million. And if you think, well, Tesla don't have full self-driving cars yet, so why does that production matter? Well, Tesla also said that they expect to have their cars on full self-driving being better than a human, so more miles between intervention than a human by Q2 next year, or maybe Q3. So seems like 2026 might be the year that the volume production of a Cybertruck will start and be flooding the streets in the US. As Tesla also said, they will be rolling out a ride-hailing app for people to try out in the Bay Area and Texas next year. So they are getting all the pieces into place for an epic 2026 in my opinion. But Tesla also gave a little update on the robot, as they told us that they think they are the only one that has all the ingredients to successfully scale humanoid robots, as they both have the brain and the ability to do very high production volume. So Tesla sounds quite confident in their ability to take the lion's share of the humanoid robot market. Oh boy. And Elon said that Tesla is focused on building the future of energy, transport, robotics, and AI. And as he said, if we succeed, his prediction is that Tesla will become the most valuable company in history. Yep, and I do too. I made a video about that many years ago called Chome, but I have never been more confident of that than I am today. So while this was the year of execution from GM, as Mary Barra said, well, they have been walking back on those BEV promise, but Tesla, on the other hand, is the one that is actually executing. I personally think this was one of the strongest earnings report in Tesla's history, and I have never been more excited about the future for Tesla. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and Be nice.